Hello, class. Welcome to lecture number 4 for Music 1010. We're going to talk about the last 3 elements of music today. It's form, texture, and key. There's also a little chapter on style in your ebook. We're going to be doing style all year, so don't worry about that one. Style is so vast and so complicated. Every composer has their style, and knowing how that style is made sort of makes you an expert. You can recognize which composer you're listening to by the little things they do that make up their style. But we'll be studying that all year. First, let's talk about texture. Texture in music can be one of 3 textures. A piece can be either polyphonic, homophonic, or monophonic. Monophonic is when there's one voice doing one thing. It can be one violin, or it can be 10 violins playing the same melody. It can be one singer, or it can be 20 singers all singing the same thing. We call that unison, right? That's another word for monophony. Homophony is when there's one important melody and there's other instrumentalists or singers doing other things, but it's in the background and it's only there to support that main melody. It's kind of like if you were in a violin recital and you were playing your violin and you had a piano accompanist, but they weren't stealing the show. They were just there to back you up. That's homophony. Polyphony is when there's 6 melodies going on at the same time and they're all equally important. And you can pick which one you want to pay attention to. That's polyphony. We don't hear much polyphony on the radio, like with popular music anymore. It was rampant during the Renaissance. So we'll hear a lot of polyphony there. But let me show you, I've drawn a picture of those 3. Maybe this will clarify, hang on. And guys, just a warning, the words are going to be mirrored, but you'll be able to see the picture. So here is, back up. The top line is monophony. There are 2 singers there. They're both singing exactly the same thing. It could be 200 singers, but they're all singing 200 trumpets, all playing the same melody in unison. That's monophony. The second one, you see the little dots and things underneath the main melody? The main melody is what you hear, and the other voices are just supporting that main melody. That's homophony. It's like when you sing a hymn in church. Everybody's moving together, but the lower voices are not doing anything to steal the show. There's polyphony. 4 voices or more, all doing completely different things. And listen to that wonderful little movie I've put in your module. It'll make it super clear, the differences between the 3 textures. The piece that you will be listening to that features changes in texture as its key musical factor is the Farandole by Bizet. It's got it all. It's got monophony, homophony, and polyphony in it. Let's move on to key. I'm going to share my screen now so that you can see the chart I have of key signatures. Every piece is in a certain key. That is, it starts or ends on a certain note, a certain tonic. Let's look at this. Here is a chart of all the key signatures. Musicians see these key signatures at the beginning of the piece they're about to sing or play. especially instrumentalists, know that for instance, if the piece has this key signature, they know it's either in D major or B minor. This second one right here. And every time they encounter an F, this sharp is on the F line. Every time they encounter an F, they have to remember to make it an F sharp instead of an F. And every time they come across a C, they have to make it a C sharp instead of a C, or it'll sound like, well, they'll be making a mistake. It'll sound weird. So here, do is D. And the fifth one, do is E, or the tonic is E. Could be C sharp. You have to look at the last note and see. If it's C sharp, that means the piece is in C sharp minor. It'll sound sad. Remember, minor keys are sad, major keys are happy. So there's all the keys and all the key signatures. Let's move on to form. Your other two pieces, the farandole, Farandol's texture, the Bach Beret and the Dance of the Reed Pipes by Tchaikovsky, their key musical factors are form and key. The Bach is a binary form. It's A and B. And A is in minor, is in a minor, E minor. Then Bach modulates to a major key for the B section, and he leaves it there. So you'll see that the form in your Bach is binary. It's A and B. The form in your, I'm going to share my screen again. The form in the Tchaikovsky is ternary. It's ABA. This piece starts in a major key. So A is major. Look at that. A is major. Then Tchaikovsky puts some accidentals in the music, and we go to B, which is minor. And then he goes back to major. You'll start seeing accidentals in the music right at the end of the B section, because he's going to lead your ear back to major again for the return of the beginning, or the return of the A section. It's not exact repetition of the A. That's why there's that little prime, that little mark there above the A section when it comes back at the end. But the form of the Dance of the Reed Pipes is ABA. B stands for different material and different key. But then, to satisfy the listener, Tchaikovsky brings us back to the same material as was in the beginning and in the same major key. So those two pieces, the Bach Beret and the Dance of the Reed Pipes, are both examples of how key, as well as new musical material or repetition of the same musical material, determines form. Probably 75% of music that you hear on the radio has a form A, A, B, A. You've got two verses, and then you've got different stuff, different musical material. Modern musicians call that the bridge. And then A comes back. Just like when you write a good essay, you sum up your paper, you repeat the beginning, you repeat your thesis statement. It's very satisfying to the audience. So composers do that too. So that's it for this week. If you have any issues with material you're hearing, just email me. Send me a message in the Canvas messaging. I've been having Zoom meetings with McGraw-Hill. I'm really trying to straighten out the issues you were having. It looks like everybody's doing really well now. If you figured it out, how to access your assignments. I've taken the proctoring features off. It's the honor system. My concern is that you're really learning this stuff. There'll be a test at the end of Unit 1. That's uploading a document. So study hard, learn your material, and if you have any questions, just message me. All right, see you next time. Bye.